post-independence. What is your take on that? Or rather, who is going to bail the cat when it comes now to setting frameworks for this dialogue as proposed?
Thank you, Eric. And I think talking generally is a good thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, if people have a problem, have a difference, they can talk. But then if you're going to get into talks with maybe an opposite party or a party against whom you have some grievances, there must be trust. And I think the problem that we have with this dialogue, as suggested by the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, is the deficit of trust. Because Raila Odinga at the moment, and I agree with Honorable Elachi that, and I say it so many times, that Raila Odinga, most of the freedoms that we enjoy today are attributable directly to him. But currently he's working with this government. And another fact is that this government is very unpopular. The other thing is that this government has a huge trust deficit. And there's a reason why this government does not enjoy any trust from Kenyans. It's because, first of all, the promises that the president made when he was campaigning, he has kept very few, if any of them. And coming to this issue of young people, you know, last year, and it is true, like Senator Mangatana said, that one of the things that President William Ruto did last year, of the June 25th the protests of last year, was to fire his cabinet. Mm-hmm. But what did he do after he fired his cabinet? Some of the cabinet secretaries in his first cabinet, some of the people the youths had a very big problem with. You know, the youths had a problem with opulence. And it is true, it is not something, it's not hearsay, that the image of opulence in that particular cabinet was the CS for Interior now, Kipchumba Murkomen. So, having dissolved his cabinet, somebody like Kipchumba Murkomen, who was displaying opulence all over, and it is in public, bounced back to cabinet. What's more, and what's annoying the youths even more, the same Murkomen is now in charge of Interior. He's the one now commanding the police. He's the one telling the police to shoot. You know? So the problems we have here is that you have interjected Senator Mungatana and told him that the biggest problem that we have today with the youths is not even about employment. It's about the violation of human rights, and especially killings and abductions. And if we want to be honest with ourselves, the protests of 25th of June this year were not about employment, were not even about the finance bill. They were about the killings and abductions of youths who have been agitating for their rights. And so, President Ruto did not keep his promises, or did not actually address the issues that the youths raised last year. Why then? How then can they accept to come to a table, you know, with somebody whom they know from history that he will make promises that he is not able to keep? So where does Raila Odinga then get in this particular equation? Raila Odinga is supporting this government. When he first, I was here last week, Eric, and I supported that particular suggestion by Raila Odinga about an intergenerational conclave. But then, when I had Kimani Ichung'wah, Silvanus Osoro, and people in government saying now what is Raila Odinga is saying is something, then I was like, okay, so it was not an original idea of Raila Odinga. It was a government idea. Mm-hmm. But now, you know, conveyed through Raila Odinga, the government that is suspect. So now I'm not supporting this dialogue. Because if it is going to be a dialogue, yes, I'm going to come to that. If it is going to be a dialogue where we sit, we must have trust. Now, the youth do not trust this government. So you ask, and that's a good question. So what do? Let us resolve the issues the youths have raised, because they are clear. is about violation of human rights, which is the most now pressing matter as at the moment. Is about employment, like they made clear last year. Is about, you know, a failed education funding. It's about, those issues are known. Let them be resolved. And then we have had far too many reports, you know, made, and we can already see. In fact, I don't know what ODM is still doing in government, because they had a 10-point agenda, remember, when they made an arrangement to work together. One of them was the stoppage of the violation of abductions and killings, which continue to happen. So what other dialogue do we need? So the other thing that we must say, Eric, is, and Honorable Elachi touched on it, is that the youths are leaderless. So who is going to represent them on this particular table? And why are the youth leaderless? Because they know that immediately their leaders are identified, they will be, of course, they'll be compromised. Nobody doesn't know about that young man, Casmuel, last year. Nobody doesn't know about Murang'a. Do you hear them anymore? You don't hear them anymore talking about the youths. You know, we saw Casmuel with Osoro somewhere last year. That was the last time Casmuel talked about the issues of the youth. I mean, we have seen Murang'a. Do you hear of him? You don't. That's why the youths do not want to have any leader to represent them. So let the government resolve the issues. The president met the youths again through X last year. There are issues that they raised. Let those issues be addressed. I no longer support this dialogue. I thought it was a very genuine, you know, genuine suggestion from Raila Odinga. Right. But then now it seems to be just something, a diversionary tactic.
Let's hear what.
Yes.
Let's hear what Beatrice Elachi has to say about that. ODM had a 10-point agenda in the NATCO. Do you think